I'm Jim Merkel for MetroSTL.com with some discouraging news. It's tax time. And I'm talking to some people from the St. Louis Comptroller's Office about a way to make tax a little bit less taxing. They're Latanya Kenner and Tyson Pruitt. And so could you tell me a little bit about what you're doing?
Well, the National Association of Black Accountants has been preparing taxes for our city residents for over 42 years. The organization has been part of the IRS VITA program for 42 years plus. And one of our members was an IRS employee who learned about the program and felt that it would be a perfect way for NABA to give back to our community. So we've been preparing taxes for over 42 years at the Myrtle Hilliard, currently as Care STL on Dr. Martin Luther King. And because of COVID, we can no longer go into the center. So now we have decided to assist our taxpayers by going virtual.
Well, that sounds great. So about how many volunteers do you have?
We have approximately 25 volunteers that are certified at various levels. All of our preparers have been certified at either the advanced level or higher with RS volunteer income tax certifications.
Okay, that sounds good. And so, how will the online sessions be different from the in-person sessions?
First of all, the online sessions are just as we state online, virtual, Zoom session. As far as the interview preparation, the review process, we follow the same protocol as we would in person. Only now the taxpayers are filling out paperwork and handing over paper documents. We gather all of those documents the same, except using an online secure application process. We see the actual taxpayer on Zoom. We ask questions, we respond to their questions, and then we finally discuss the prepared return that has been prepared by one of our volunteers.
Mhm.
We have the volunteers to actually screen the applicant who actually will work with the taxpayer in advance very closely. And we thought it would be a very difficult process at first, but we're finding after several sessions that it is becoming more simplified and the taxpayers are being able to use the technology very efficiently.
Well, what do you do about people who are just and I we all know people like this who just it might seem Zoom might seem simple to me or and you, but for many people they haven't a clue, uh, uh, and they might have a phone or they might just have a flip phone. What do you do with them?
Well, some of the phones actually, um, we are able to work with the taxpayer to guide them, instruct them on how to download their documents. Some may not even be able to learn how or know how to put information into a Dropbox. We've even accepted some of the taxpayers that are less technology inclined to put the document up to the screen so we can read their numbers or see their numbers. Sometimes they will read their numbers to us. But for those who do not have any technology to assist with a Zoom interview, we have to refer them to the United Way.
Okay, well, it's good to think that somebody now who is eligible.
Who is eligible for this process? Our taxpayers really run the gamut. Single people with children who get earned income tax credit, child tax credit, married couples, single with children, without children, and you may be surprised, but the earned income tax credit is also available to married and single based on their income. We have senior citizens who receive pensions and Social Security benefits, those with disabilities who receive disability income. So I would say our service is open to a wide variety of taxpayers. Um, our service, number one, is open to all races, which is really reflected in our clientele. When you look at income, we service low to moderate income citizens, um, mainly up to 60,000, but we also look at the individuals or the taxpayers on a case-by-case basis.
Well, that's good. I imagine that not being a governmental agency, you can be flexible, you know. Now, what are some of the stories? I know you can't be too specific, but some of the people you've dealt with and some of the problems they've had, and how you've been able to work it through.
I'll start with, I won't say problems, but I would rephrase that to types of questions that they ask. The number one question is, am I getting any money back? Am I getting a refund? Um, can I claim a person as a dependent? My child goes to college. Am I eligible for the American Opportunity Credit? Did I have enough taxes withdrawn? How do I get more taxes withdrawn? And what do I say to my employer to get more taxes taken out of my check? This year, and some questions from last year, the term is, am I considered a gig worker? For example, Lyft worker, a Lyft employee, a Grubhub employee who will get a 1099 most of the time. What kind of expenses can I claim against the income I received? Those employees that are self-employed, they will prepare a Schedule C. So they want to know what kind of expenses can I claim against my income. So I wouldn't say problems, just working with the taxpayers, and each taxpayer is very unique and have various different circumstances. But we are able to work through those. And I would say last year, we probably serviced, our organization probably serviced approximately 750 plus clients last year. We won't be able to service that many this year due to the COVID environment with the online Zoom process. But in years past, we've actually serviced 900 plus taxpayers in a given tax year.
Well, that's a 900 plus who I'm sure appreciate that very much. Anybody that you see year after year?
Of course, we,
So do you,
we actually know their names, almost consider them family members when we see them.
yeah. I guess your son's in fourth grade now.
Exactly, exactly.
You
How
know,
many, is it still 4 kids this year? Yes, they are family members, and we actually are very glad to see them return to the site so that we can prepare the service for them.
well, that's wonderful. Uh, so uh, so how did you personally get involved? I know you were in this organization and you got signed up, but uh, any stories about how you decided to take the extra step and give back?
Um, I've actually been a member of the National Association of Black Accountants for, don't tell nobody for real,
I won't. I won't.
over 35 years.
Oh, wow.
And I started as a student member, working with the professional member, actually doing taxes. So
Hmm.
I started very, very young. And from the student chapter, I went to the professional chapter, and I was actually chairperson of the special events
Hmm.
committee, president of the association. And after serving many positions, this was probably one of the most difficult um, groups or a division, I would say, committee within our chapter. And I wanted to, like you say, give back. But actually going to pass a test was very exciting to me. So I wanted to be a member of this committee. And I've probably been a member probably of this committee for over 10 years.
Wow, that's really something. So from this, so how do people get involved?
The best way to, I would say, get involved in the association, we have an online website, and that is www.naba. But actually, to get your taxes prepared, we have a website, www.nabavita, capital S, capital T, capital L.org.
Okay.
And that will begin your process for your interview process, for your interview
Okay.
online process.
So I understand these are on Wednesday nights. And
Yes, the services are held on Wednesdays. Coming up, we have approximately 3 Wednesdays left, Wednesday, March 3rd, the 10th, and the 17th. But we also offer them on Saturdays, and they will be from April 10th, or just say this Saturday until April 10th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
okay, well, that's good. So I think we have, and what's the involvement of this in the comptroller's office? And maybe Tyson, you might be able to say a little bit about this, or
Sure. Thanks, Jim. The Comptroller Green, of course, is well known for being somebody who's very focused on protecting taxpayer dollars for the city. And this is something that's really close to her because it's helping those individual taxpayers within the city, their families also, get the best help they can get with their taxes. So it's sort of an extension of the way she approaches the city's business, and that she wants to make sure that folks are getting the best deal they can and that they're getting very solid, reputable help with their taxes.
okay. Well, I appreciate your time, and if you, Latanya, if you could just slowly say how people can get in touch with this effort so they can sign up.
Well, let me just
And go
summarize
ahead. Anything else?
information. We service low to moderate earners. We don't per se have an income limit, so don't get deterred if you have a higher income limit because it is on a case-by-case basis. And you should go to the NABA website, which is NABA, NABAVITA, capital S, capital T, capital L.org. Or you can call the comptroller's office at 314-657-3435, and we can provide additional information for you. But also with this virtual session, I want to make sure that the taxpayers know we need to have a photo ID, social security card. For those with dependents, we need the children's or the dependent social security card, all W-2s, all 1099s. If you are itemizing, we need your mortgage interest statement, tuition statements for the student loan credits, your student loan interest statement, personal property tax statement, health insurance information for you and all of your dependents. And there's also a full list on the website that you will sign up for your appointment. Also, when you go to the website, it is important that you click on to get started or the get started link to fill out your interview form. After your interview form is complete, we will send you a link to make an appointment, and then a volunteer screener will instruct you after that on how to download your tax documents. So the main thing is one, go to the website, sign on, click the to get started link, and from that point, you will fill out your form and a greeter will instruct you from that point. You will get a link after all of your documents have been downloaded into our Dropbox, and then you'll get the link to your Zoom session. We will prepare your taxes. After your taxes are reviewed and approved by a quality reviewer, at that point, you will receive an authentic sign giving us the approval to e-file your taxes. Then you will also be able to print a final return from that email.
Hmm. Well, that sounds great, and it's a great program you've got here. And so let's hope a lot of people respond. And
Is it, Jim, let me just
go ahead.
intervene for 1 minute. The stimulus question is always one of the number one questions.
Okay, sure.
How do I get my stimulus if I did not get it on the first round or the second round? If you have not filed or received your stimulus, when you filed your tax return for 2020 and you have filed your tax return for 2019, if you have not received it, there are places in our forms where you can get that tax credit for the first round and the second round.
Okay. So anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, thanks for your time, and I hope you great success.